Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley, and today we have Miss Whitney Knox Lee with us. Miss Whitney is a native of Seattle, but relocated here to Georgia about 10 years ago in search of new opportunities career-wise. She wanted to be around more individuals who look like her down in the South. She is a wife, a mother of 2 young boys, ages 3 and 6, and in their free time, they like to travel, exploring new beaches, and daydreaming of one day living there. Today, we are going to be discussing how estate planning correlates with your real estate goals. Now let's get into this. Okay, Whitney, can you share with us exactly what a transfer on death deed is and how that's different from joint tenancy with right of survivorship?
Yeah, so I'll start with the joint tenancy with rights of survivorship. That is a way that people own property, and you will own a property with joint tenants when there's more than one owner. So there can be 2, there can be 3, there can be 10. When you own property as a joint tenant with right of survivorship, what this means is that when one of the co-owners passes away, you absorb their interest in the property. Okay, so if there's 2 joint tenants with right of survivorship and that one co-tenant passes away, then the remaining co-tenant is now the sole owner of the property with 100% interest in the property, as opposed to other types of ownership interests like tenants in common, where if the co-owner passes away, their interest in the property goes to their heirs, however many heirs there are. Okay, so a transfer on death deed is a deed that someone can create while they are alive. They can identify an heir, the beneficiary, so the person that is going to be receiving the property upon the homeowner's death. So the transfer on death deed allows a homeowner to create a document that identifies a beneficiary for the home. They can create multiple beneficiaries for the home. So they can, in that document, create a joint tenant with right of survivorship for multiple people to own the home, or they can identify one person to own a home. But really the transfer on death deed itself is the device. It's the deed that is going to create that ownership interest for the beneficiary. There are several requirements for this deed to be valid, including it has to be recorded with the Superior Court clerk of the county where the property is in. And it has to be recorded before the person passes away. And then once the person passes away, in order for the beneficiary to become the legal owner, they've got 9 months to go through a list of tasks that they need to do. And that includes writing an affidavit stating that the person who owned the home has passed away. That includes getting the death certificate for that person, and then finally going to that same Superior Court clerk's office to file these documents within that 9-month period. And at that point, that person is now the owner, or if it's a joint ownership situation, then they're the joint owner of that property. So the difference is really that the transfer on death deed is the deed itself, whereas the joint tenant with right of survivorship is the ownership interest in that property.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Subscribe to my channel to learn more about probate real estate, financial literacy, and generational wealth planning.